Hello. So previously, I recorded a video on my Resident Evil 1 build. It's a build of the Resident Evil 1 mansion from the Resident Evil 1 Remake HD, and it's made using the All the Mods free mod pack. Um, so, without further ado, let's go and have a look at the house. I had a lot of advice last time I recorded this video, and I've got a little sneak preview of my next project at the end of this as well. So, main hall. Pretty much the same as last time. I added a little bit of decorations above, left and right of the doors and on the arch above. This used to be plain brick, didn't look great. Moving on to the dining room. Again, much more embellished than last time. Tried to match up some of the decorations from in-game as much as possible. It's also a study and a kitchen and a bathroom again to the last time I recorded this video. So we can just get the name right. Chris's blood, obviously. Nice gold emblem. Heading through. I'm not going to do this in game order because I'd have to basically keep backtracking on myself. So I'm going to take as linear a path as possible. So heading all the way around the corner, we have the mansion elevator into the basement. And I've got a special theme tune for this area. So, anyway, this is the mansion kitchen. Lots of cooking for blockheads blocks, lots of rustic tables, a custom fridge that I made before I realised that I actually could use cooking for blockhead fridges. Lots of cooking utensils, etc. Oh, head around the corner. Let's get rid of that music. Anyway, so this is the other side of the elevator, the ground floor of the elevator. Carrying on through, this is the mansion basement. Lots of embellishment, boxes and such, shelves. I fixed the lighting bug that I had last time I recorded this video. I had a mod installed previous with custom lights, which left light everywhere. There's one area I've not been able to fix it, unless it's decided to fix itself. But this is pretty... it fits the game, basically. I can't remember what I wanted to use. So, as we look around, you can see... Here, oh no, it looks like I fixed the lighting bug. Never mind, ignore me. So, up here, we have George Trevor's grave. The reward of service for many, many years at Umbrella. Nice grave that no one will ever be able to see. Getting lost now in my own mansion. So if I head back towards the mansion kitchen, I don't know if I showed you down here, but this is where the pump is and the generator for the elevator. Can't actually get on this side until much later on in the game. So if we head back upstairs into the mansion proper, I'm going to take this one a bit quicker than the last video. The last video took 45 minutes, which was a little bit long, especially given that I've done the whole mansion. So in here, what I've tried to do is redstone up some areas. I'm not finished with the redstone yet. It's probably going to be a never-ending project as I try to make the areas better. So you see in here, if you've watched a previous video, I've embellished this area a lot more. There's a lot of alcohol behind the bar now. It actually is alcohol as well. Pictures, piano's still here, and the sheet music area. However, you will notice that there is no door here now. Finally managed to get the damn thing wired up. Nice hidden lever behind here. Which will drop down the door, the emblem. Although I've already replaced the emblem, and you can look into the indoor greenhouse. But yeah, that was fun. Anyway, let's carry on heading down this way. I'm going to ignore this door for now. I'll come back this way. That will be the end of our tour of this wing, the east wing. So this is where you find Kenneth's body, I think, and his video. Heading through into the crow corridor. Lots of embellishment added to this area since the last time. This used to be a plain room. I've kind of added the crow cage and the herbs and such. Again, tried to stay as loyal to the game as possible. Okay, so this is the art gallery, one of many. I'll show you this way first, and we'll come back a way you technically shouldn't be able to go through. I'll explain why. So this is the armor key room, where you come to get the armor key with the fake key. So you'd put your fake key on this pedestal, and that would allow you to, well, you'd take the armor key from this pedestal, you'd have weight loss statues incoming, and you'd replace it with the fake armor key from the dogs on the balcony on the west wing, I think, or maybe the east wing. Been a while since I played the game now. We have the upper library corridor, library balcony, and then finally down into the mansion main library. Again, I've added a little bit more embellishment in here. And this in-game, you cannot go through this door. This door is impassable. Not in Minecraft. Oh, looks like I've had a crash. Okay, so hopefully my game doesn't crash again. So, moving on. Again. These windows are new. I didn't have those in last time, but I ran through the game, well, quickly just to check this area out because it was looking a bit plain. I realised there was windows on this wall, so I've added them in. This is the top floor of the elevator that we saw down in the basement on the corridor. A storage room. There's a magnum ammo in here. Possibly a battery. Although the battery may have been in the library in this version. But anyway, so head through, and we'll come out on the other side of the art gallery. Usually you can't take that route because you can't use the double door that leads into the library. This is the top floor of the dining hall. Well, we're not quite finished with the art gallery yet. Head down, we've got our arrow here for the back garden. With the art gallery, and we use the door we haven't seen yet. So this is the top floor of the other staircase on the east wing. In here we have the taxidermy room. So these statues hold gems, and this one looks at wherever you go. And if it sees you and you're near one of the statues, it locks the statue so you can't get the gem out. So you have to kind of mess around with that. If I jump the balcony here, now this room's massive. I'll explain why. This is the other door onto the top floor of the dining room. And this is the mansion balcony, the east wing balcony. I'm going to quickly fly this, just so you get a general idea. This is where you would fight the dogs for the fake key I was talking about previously. You'd use a dog whistle from the small library. So, I'll close doors after myself, I wasn't born in a barn. This room is huge. It shouldn't be this big, but I cannot reconcile this particular part of the mansion with the ground floor below it. I would have to trim a part of the mansion out to make this fit, right? So we have a giant corridor. I don't think it looks too bad. It's just a lot bigger than it should be. Heading downstairs, and we can see our first safe room. Bibliocraft typewriters are the saviour of Resident Evil builds. They just look fantastic and they fit perfectly. Ender chests. The poison antidotes that you need later for Richard. So heading through. We have a storage room. You come to get the fake shotgun, so you don't become a Jill Chris sandwich. Jill doesn't technically need it so much later on. And if we keep heading down this corridor, we can get to the indoor greenhouse. Yeah. Put our chemical in here to kill the tentacle plant here, which would allow us to get through and get the death mask off this pedestal. So moving further on, we have the statue room, where we use the yellow and blue gems on the statue. No tiger statues, unfortunately. I made this look a little bit different to last time. It was a bit green previously. And then we have the itchy tasty room, the famous diary entry. I might actually write the diary entries out in notes, put them in, but a nice zombie wardrobe here. I'm sure you all remember what happens. So moving on, recognise this corridor. This is where we were previously. And we can head back into the dining room. Just as last time, we'll leave through this door just for 100% completion's sake. So once we've done that, there's a couple of ways we can go. This is back onto the outside balcony that we saw previously. There are 2 one-way routes on the west wing of the mansion, and then 1 looped route. So I'll show you the one-way routes first. This is Kenneth's balcony. So you would head this way to get the bazooka / grenade launcher. I can never remember what it's called. In the original Resident Evil 1, it was called a bazooka. We have our friend Forrest sat here. You can get a bazooka off him for free. You don't have to fight. But if you come around here and get the herbs at the end, you'll wake up and he's fast. Probably not Crimson Head fast, but fast nonetheless. He, in one dangerous zombie mode, he chases you with grenades strapped to him, and if you shoot him, it's game over. So, yeah, that becomes fun. Bit of a nemesis experience. A bit more explosive. And the other one-way route on this floor, on this wing, is here. So we have another small art gallery-ish kind of thing, which leads through to this room, which is like the mirrored room, with the mirror room, and you get one of the jewelry boxes in here. So, heading back out, we'll take the loop through it this time. So, this is art gallery number 800. Art gallery number 3. This is like an art storage kind of room. There's an ink ribbon here. If you pick it up, you'll get a defense item tutorial. This is the hidden room where you come to get your costumes. You need this special key for that. And then moving around, we go into the famous corridor. In the original Resident Evil 1, this is a jump scare corridor. In Resident Evil 1 Remake, it plays with your expectations, to put it lightly. And in front, we have the ground floor balcony / outdoor small garden area, where you'd come to get the chemical, I believe, if I remember correctly. Lots of herbs. If you pick any of them up, then you get a canine experience. The only bathroom in the mansion, I've said it before and I'll say it again, it is ridiculous that there's 1 bathroom and 12 art galleries. But yeah, anyway, this is the West Wing bathroom. Heading round, and we get to the sandwich press. Shotgun up on the wall. We don't take that. I haven't wired it in yet, but I have a plan for a redstone wiring where if this item frame is empty, then walking in this room will piston fill both the doors and the floor, and the ceiling will crush you. Using funky locomotion frames. So heading down, we'll ignore the store for now. We have the study. We'll ignore this for now. This is where we'll come shortly. And we have another art gallery. Just because, we don't have enough of those. Again, I've left space behind this wall for me to redstone in a few switches, maybe doing a nice little custom puzzle, and have that wall lift up as it does in game, or drop down into the floor, most likely because I don't have any room above. So heading back this way, we have the other mansion save room. Just a bit of a storage room. Probably leave some stuff for you there later. And heading upstairs. So this room, I have done the wrong way around. I haven't fixed it yet. I remember there was a commenter in my last video who told me about it. I just forgot to fix it, and then as I recorded this video, I remembered. This room should be on that side, and that room should be on this side. But we have the a mansion bedroom kind of thing. And on the other side, we have like a small lab area with a little puzzle. Again, I'm probably going to build that puzzle. Just need to get around to doing the redstone. Carrying on to the end, we have... Can you guess what kind of type of room will be after this lounge? We've got like a lounge type area. You can get a map of the mansion by setting this fire alight and then using a wooden board from the corridor next door. And we have an art gallery. Because we don't have enough of those. And this goes back into George Trevor's grave. This is how you would get into the balcony, get into the basement originally. you wouldn't be able to get into this room until you'd already been to the residence. So, heading back round. And probably get fed up hearing this, but I'm going to ignore this corridor for now. We're heading to the small library. Now, in-game, these windows, they don't exist. But I know it's unusual, but there's no reason why they shouldn't exist. This looks over the garden. It's a nice view. These windows would be, I think legitimately those windows would be there. There is no reason for them not to be. They may even be there in-game and I just can't see them with the camera angle. I don't remember. But yeah, they're there in my design. Don't know why you would have a windowless library. So, heading down, this is the corridor I told you to ignore. Head through the brown corridor, it's a lovely corridor. We have the statue puzzle room. Not sure what I'm going to do with this. I do plan on redstoning it up, but just need to come up with a custom puzzle. And finally, for the mansion proper, we have Richard's snake room. So if we head through, I've put a blood trail on the floor to ominous tidings. We have this little kind of, I don't know if you would describe this room as maybe a storage room. But yeah, you would need to light this candle in order to be able to see the items in the other room. And upstairs, this is where we would have our first boss battle. Get one of the masks from here. Our boss will retreat through that hole, which does lead over to the library. All about the continuity, I am. So, heading back. Ah, I forgot to put the herbs in. Damn it, I never forgot something. So heading back, and we have the last loop. So, we have that door. This leads out into one of the first areas that I've kind of made very different to the game. There wasn't a lot of space left. I kind of misplanned. I should have made the front hall a little bit wider, maybe. But I like what I've done with the place. The design's not too bad. And we have the crypt. I actually have started framing this up to lock it off if you don't have an item in, but I just can't decide what item detector to use if there even is one in the pack. So head downstairs, and we have the crypt. We have the Crimson Head's coffin, and we have the mask wall. Once you've got all 4 masks, put them in the wall. Coffin drops. You have fun. Get the item you need to move on with the game. So rather than heading back in through the back door, I'll head in reverse. This is the other side of the art gallery. Once you solve the art gallery puzzle, this wall will lift up and you'll get a mask here and you'll be able to open this gate. I've just left it open for now. And then finally, that's pretty much it for the mansion. There's one little bit which I'll show you a bit later on. But now we're done. And we're out into the outer corridor. And you'd put your stone and metal objects in there and you would get access to this little greenhouse. Firstly, we're going to go this way. Let's see. I'm going to fly this because it'll make it a bit quicker. You'd follow the nice long path. Nice long pathway. I'm not very good at working with Z levels yet. I really need to work on that. We'll get to a graveyard. And again, I've done a little bit of redstoning here. So, lever. Chest. Again. Hidden lever. Chest. I'll probably base that off an item detector again. Once I get to work on the adventure mode. Go ahead and through. Coming down this nice long path. And we get to Lisa's cabin. I built it much too big. Half of that is actually filled in. You can't access it. I've added a lot more embellishments to this area since I showed it last. And I've actually decorated the cabin itself. This was annoying to build. For some reason, if you don't have this extra layer of stone on top, the cabin sets on fire. So, fair enough, wooden fire, but... Anyway, if we head through, we have Lisa's cabin, pretty much as it is in-game. We're not going to go any further, because we'll show you the rest later. See why, again, later. So I'm going to shortcut back to where I was previously. Give you a nice airborne view of the pathway that we took. Ignore all that yet, it's not been designed. There's some more to build because I'm going to build Outbreak eventually, and yeah, Resident Evil 0 to decide what I'm going to do. So in we go. I'm going to take the other route. So realistically, you cannot use this path initially. The battery downstairs hasn't been put in. So we'll head the proper way. Try to stay as true to the game as possible. You would use your crank in that and drop the water level so you could cross. Unfortunately, that would activate a waterfall, which would prevent you from taking the cave's entrance. Later on, you would come back, deactivate it, because you've already put the battery in down here. Love those open blocks elevators. Best item ever. I want to make a frame elevator, but for some reason it doesn't want it going up, so fortunately I had to use those as an alternative. On this side, you would put a battery in here, and you would activate this elevator, which would take you up the other way. So now we'll go and see the residence. If I'm honest, the residence is my least favourite part of this build. It's very bland. It's hard to decorate because it's all pretty much made of wood. I'm not a fan of how I've done the aqua ring, but it is what it is. Heading in, we have the residence. So the save room. Dormo 1. Again, these dorms are all pretty much generic. Bar 1, which I'm sure you'll know what I'm talking about. I wish Minecraft beds were bigger. I may have to just start building custom beds with wool. So this is the guardhouse. Guardhouse / bar. There's a bar downstairs. I've not yet put any alcohol up in the shelves, but forgive me, I've been a bit distracted. But that's the mansion bar, or the guardhouse bar, the residence bar, as it were. And then this is like a pool area, pool table, and I've added some windows in because I don't see why there wouldn't be windows here again. These don't appear in game, but it's ridiculous that they're not there in the actual guardhouse itself. It would just seems very unusual. Moving on, we have this would grab you and damage you, so you would need to push boxes or a demon statue in the original in order to get yourself through. So if we head off around the corner, I'm going to show you in here first because Dormo 2 is special. So this is like a gallery, like a showing gallery, and you get attacked by bees. This is like a chemistry room where you would come to mix the V-Jolt to help you with the boss, as Jill or Rebecca. Chris don't do chemistry. Bees down here would constantly harass you in this area until you've dealt with them. So you wouldn't be able to get through that door initially. You would have to go through Dormo 3. Again, it's all generic. Same design pretty much. You'd make a naked lady on the books and then they'll let you into the bathroom. I may eventually get around to modelling Plant 42, but I think I'm just going to do post Plant 42. Not decided yet. But anyway, this is where you'd fight a boss, and then you'd be able to exit this way. So, Dorm 2 is special. It is also the access to the aqua ring, or the aquatic research center, or whatever you want to call it. It's where they did their research on sharks and stuff. So, you'd push bookshelves around and reveal this, which is an entryway to the aqua ring. You do a box puzzle so that you get across this water. Finally, the aqua ring. Not a massive fan of this area. It was difficult to build, especially for me. I'm not a builder. It should be flooded, but I've chosen to do post flooding. So in here we have like a guard room kind of thing, computers, furniture, places to sit, and then we have the entrance to the control room. I've not populated the control room yet. I've not decorated it. I've not decided what I want to do with it. I may extend it yet, so I've decided not to decorate it. You would leave this way. After draining the pool and the water, you wouldn't be able to leave the other way anyway because the water keeping up your box puzzle would no longer be there. But then we have the aqua ring itself. Again, very low decoration at the minute. I've put in the water area where you fight the giant shark, or, well, where you electrocute the giant shark with this box. But otherwise, it's pretty basic. The way I see it is that this used to be the fish tank, they broke out, and then whatever pumping mechanism kept that full were overcompensated because the water was leaking out, and that's why the whole area flooded. That's my head, Kevin. So, heading outwards, we would exit via this door. And we would head back to the residence. So after doing all this puzzle, killing Plan 42, getting the key for the mansion, you'd head back to the mansion, do loads of crap to get yourself to the battery eventually. Come back in, activate the elevator in the hallway. And by doing so, you would give yourself access to the caves, because you'd be able to turn the waterfall off. So if I head back over via the sky route, because it's quicker, for the vines. This waterfall would turn off once you've got the battery by using your crank again over there, and then you would be able to go through. Not implemented that in the map yet. But heading downwards, we have the cave system. Show this side first because it's a one-way. If anyone's got any tips on how to decorate caves and make them look more cavey, please feel free to put them in the comments. Again, I'm not a designer. I'm not great at stuff like that. This looks very generic and grey. I'm not a massive fan of the design. This is where you fight. I always forget the name of that spider boss, but it's a spider boss. Anyway. Why do these keep regenerating? Can't seem to build. Right. For some reason those ours keep regenerating, it's really irritating. Okay, anyway, so we head through to the... Oh, ignore the puzzle room for now. I'm gonna get some items from down here. I think it's first aid, or maybe herbs. In here, we have a statue puzzle. There's a statue in one of these alcoves, the other one is empty. There's a statue in the room that's facing the wrong way. Push it onto this. Oh, sorry, you push it onto this. Gets it pushed away from the wall by using your crank, and then you push it on this to turn it around and push it in the other alcove, and that'll give you an item. I think it's a book with a medal in it. Maybe a Mo disc. I always get them mixed up. Heading back to the other side of the caves. That button clicking isn't annoying at all as it goes. So then this is the other side of the cave system. Again, why are we generating doors? That is so irritating. I'm going to leave them for now. This is like the elevator control panel. You would come around here, and you would find Enrico. And while you're speaking to Enrico, he would get shot by our special friend. Once you'd done the whole activating the elevator puzzle deal, you would take the elevator down. I may have to just replace all the stone in here if Thermal Foundation is going to decide to just keep replacing the stone. This is the crusher. You would send an elevator over from the other side. I've actually built out this entire tunnel system all the way to where it's supposed to be. That was fun. I'll show you the other side of that now. So this is the Lisa Cave. This is the second place in the game where you'll meet our friend Lisa. This was an absolute ache to build because the aqua ring is literally there. You can even see it on my mini-map if you look. It's right on the other side of that wall. It was so difficult because the proportions are so messed up. So whichever way you choose to go, Lisa will go that way. So you can kind of run the other way and then bait her and then this way to get around her, or the vice versa. This room, you would have an elevator kind of dealie. Well, not an elevator, like a sky lift kind of dealie over here. push the box onto it, send it away with a lever, and it would go back to the other area I showed you, and you would then push that box onto the crusher to get the flamethrower out. So the flamethrower will be used to open this door over here, leading us into a creepy shrine area, which leads us into a sewer. Again, sorry about these ores everywhere, guys. Thermal Foundation just seems to keep regenerating its ores. Lisa's bedroom. And like a little storage room. And then this was the area I didn't show you earlier. Lisa's cabin. You wouldn't be able to get in there in your initial visit to Lisa's cabin because it would be covered with lots of wood. So then we're pretty much done with the mansion external area. So if I head back to the mansion, we would by now, due to jewelry boxes, have access to 2 stone and metal objects. So we would come back to the mansion. We're done with the external area now, pretty much, by one separate special area. We would take our stone and metal objects out of here, locking that door, and then we would head back to the front of the mansion, the main hall. And behind the stairs, there'll be a nice hidden door. And heading downstairs, all the way downstairs, again, very undecorated cave area, which needs some work. We'd head down and down and down, and we would eventually reach the Lisa boss fight room. We'd push the statues off the corners with Barry's help, or Wesker's, depending on who we're playing as, or if you even want the help, and then this would open, Lisa would grab him with his skull and she'd commit suicide off the side. So, that would then leave us here. Can't technically go this way, it's sealed. So you'd put your medals in on either side of the fountain, and that would activate the elevator here for you, which would lead you into the lab. This area is not decorated, but I already know what I'm going to do with it. It's just not quite there yet. And downstairs, and we have the lab. We are entering the final stages of the game. So we head through. We have the AV room. You can watch Kenneth's video here from the beginning of the game if you got it. Pretty sure it's Kenneth. Heading downstairs. We have the some rooms. We have like an X-ray viewing room. We have another medical room, which has a nitroglycerin storage, like all good medical rooms. And we have Chris's cell. This is purposely like this, as I'm currently working on some redstone to seal it off with various keys around the place. Chris's cell. Oh, Jill's cell. Sorry, I mainly played Jill, so I would call it Chris's cell, but yeah, if you're playing as Chris, it's Jill's cell. Heading out. I like those. I love those blocks. The engineering blocks. They're so cool. So heading around, we have like a storage room. You notice there's places you can't get to. They're accessed through the vent system. We use command blocks for that. You can't get in this room otherwise. That door is rusted shut. So you use the vent system to get around between the rooms to let you access items between the shelves. Try to make that as accurate as possible. And then heading round. This is like the access room. You would put your username and password in. Well, Ada and John and Ada on one of those computers to let you unlock the doors around the place. I'm not very good with computer craft, but I'm sure that's actually programmable to put that username and password in to unlock the doors. And over here, this is the other side of that medical room where the door is rusted shut. The final save room. Then through to the factory room. There's a Modisk in this area, Modisk terminal in this area as well. So you'd get chased by the Chimera thingies in here. And then in here you would activate the elevator power system. Over here. And there is also a self-destruct here that you can't actually access. I know Rebecca uses it in Chris's scenario. I have no idea who uses it in Jill's scenario. Probably Wesker. And then, finally, for the lab, we have Wesker's lab, where you get Titan? Tyrant unleashed upon you by Wesker. You have a nice little boss fight. You get to see Wesker get reconstructive surgery, and then you leave, and the self-destruct activates as you leave. So you would do a runner, as they say. Make your way back upstairs to the entrance of the lab. And I'm lost. I think it's this one. Yeah, it is. I don't know how you get lost in something you built yourself, but carrying on this way, and then this door would unlock because of the self-destruct. Nice long corridor. Make our way up to the helipad. And we have the last fight of the game after we set off a flare. And that is my modified Resident Evil 1 build, with hopefully a bit of a better quality recording this time. So I said at the beginning of the video I would give you a sneak preview of my next build. So if I... Oh, wrong one. If I zoom out here, this should look familiar to a few people. If I get this one, this is what I'm currently working on. You notice there's no buildings here whatsoever. I'm currently working on plotting out Raccoon City, but this is scenario A start, so we're on down, we've got the barricades here. We've got gun shop Kendo. Carrying round. End of the alleyway with the van, basketball court. Again, not much building done here yet. The entire initial section needs building, but it means building a city, so just gotta go around to doing it. Over the dumpster. Onto the main road. Through the bus. If anyone knows how to make good looking vehicles in Minecraft, pop me a link. So we have the the police station externals. The PlayStation's done, it's finished. The PlayStation's the easy part. Loudest doors in history. So, police station. And then I'll pop a separate video up shortly to give you guys a view of the police station. The build's about 40% done. Thank you for watching.